Hi, so I'm just giving a little intro into what's happening tonight. We've had quite a week, actually 1 week today. So 1 week ago today, a colt arrived here on the farm. I say colt because that's how Dane worded it in his release ceremony. My horse, he said that the work is important and it must continue, and in the spring I will send a colt and he will know balance. And so if you're following any of this, we did receive word about a horse in June that had a career-ending injury and needed a different career. And a lot of similarities, a lot of things, synchronicities, a lot of things lining up. He's fully sponsored. He has a mom. He is not a rescue. He's not being taken in that way. He has a mom to pay all of his bills because I can't take on any more horses with bills. Anyway, when he arrived, Syriana, who's our big flirt and currently our temporary, let's say, boss since Dane left, he was our anchor, he was our rock. Syri never had to think about being a leader because she had a great one, so she never put much time into that. She was a great vice president. But when Dane left, she really struggled. She's had a lot of anxiety and stress. It shows up in work. I've seen for a long time this isn't working. The mayor's having no leader is not working. The way it's confused and chaotic and sometimes almost hurting themselves or each other, and in work they're not as engaged as they used to be. So I knew this was necessary. However, so this colt arrives and we're all excited, and he comes in the barn and Syriana flirts with him at first. She's like, "Ooh, wow, who are you?" And then she goes and hugs Miff's wall, like down low, hiding, and she'll go like this. "Are you still there? Oh God, oh God, oh God." And I'm realizing, oh my God, Syri's rejecting him. What are we going to do? How's this going to work? And then Miff had first greeted him kind of nicely. She sort of went, "Hmm." And Molly was curious, but as soon as Syri pulled this, like, oh my God, oh my, who is that? I thought, they turned on him, so they wouldn't talk to him. The donkeys were all sticking their heads out like, "Hi, we'll talk to you." And this young 7-year-old colt, who's never been turned out in a herd, by the way, I find this out recently, never been out with other horses, okay? And I'm seeing this reaction and how my herd is a working herd and they're very complex, very unique personalities, but they fit together for work. And then with Dane here, they were always a great herd. But out in turnout, some days are good, some days are not so good, and that's stress for me. So anyway, back to the story, is that I was really stressed out, thinking what. That night I cried walking home, saying, "Dane, what were you thinking to send this 7-year-old colt who knows nothing? He's innocent, he's pure, he's kind, he's such a lovely horse. But as far as working into a herd of 20-something mares that have been together for years, how? No way." And I was thinking, I'm gonna have to send him back. This will never work. The next day, we put Miff into the indoor with him alone. Miff is a retired broodmare and Dane's widow. And she's been getting bullied by the 2 mares. Just weird. Anyway, she's a leader. She raised many foals. She raised other mares' foals alongside her foals. She's a really good mom. She's a mom to our clients. But she doesn't tolerate tantrums or anything bullshit. Anything fake, she won't tolerate it. Anyway, we put her in with Chubby into the indoor, and she immediately went. We were watching in the dark in the viewing room, so we weren't interfering. She went immediately Mustang, wild Mustang, mare. I tell you where your feet go, and when I say you can come over here, you can, but not now. And she ran this colt back and forth. He'd try to come, she'd say no, no, and she was believable. This mare is have eye problems right now with uveitis. She's half crippled behind from arthritis and other problems. She faked sound and she faked everything really, really well. He believed her amazingly. So we turned them out together in view of the other 2 mares the last 6 nights. Night 1, she moved his feet a lot. Night 2, they were grazing together. Night 3, when I went to lead him out, he was following her like a duck, a little puppy. I realized, night 2 of them being together, I walked home under a full moon. I could see them grazing together. A friend was with me and confirmed it. And I looked up to the moon and I said, "Dane, only you could mastermind this. Only you could find a colt who's 7 years old with a cervical neck injury that could match up with Syri as a younger brother. but that ultimately would come in and shake Syri into a meltdown so far that she'd say, I don't want this job, somebody else, no, get him out of here, I don't want it. And Myth would just say, I don't know. And Molly is more of like a recycled foster care kid. She's like, I don't need a mom, but she needs a good friend. She needs a good friend with advice, an aunt. So it became clear to me that what Dane did was he picked out a horse that would need a mom so that everybody would need a mom, and there's only one mom here. And so what he did was he opened the door for his widow to step through and take charge, because she's the only one really qualified to do it. And through that, this colt will bring a funnel of peace and calm. And he's been really sore the last couple of days, so we've all paid a price. None of us have slept this week, including me. We're all REM deprived, and we're all tired. We're just tired. We need sleep. We need rest. So we need to have this come to a close. So tonight, we had tornado watch last night, so we didn't put anybody out. And it was torrential rains, and this colt was having a lot of pain in his neck and shoulder area. So he's been medicated and anti-inflamed as much as possible, and I just know we've got to push through this wall right now, or we might lose the timing. And so it might, I don't know what to expect, but we are going to put all 4 of them out before it gets dark. So I better stop talking, but I just wanted to set up what was happening, so when you see whatever happens, that's what it is. And I just have to thank my boy that he found the perfect colt to come in and bring balance. That's what that meant. Bringing balance wasn't necessarily, I was expecting this young Spanish viral strong horse to say, I have arrived and everything's going to be okay. And then in walks this child, this baby basically. He's sweet as pie, he's sweet, he's so loving with people, he's amazing. He has such good energy, you want to be in his presence. But he knows nothing about herd. It was also Myth could bring balance. Myth could fill the role that she's most appropriate to fill and make everybody else okay. So I know it'll be okay. I know it'll work.